Alrighty, folks. Welcome. Hello. How we doing? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry for the late start that we had today, but today was the first day of school for my kids. I got another kid tomorrow morning because they go to different schools, but we are here and we are settled. This is the school, Millard West. That's the school they go to. Well, that's the high school, I should say. So we are all settled now, and we had CPI. So let's take a look and see what's going on here. We have all-time highs and London high right there. We've made a high. We ran this high from yesterday, and we ran over here. We ran that high right there. So we'll get into it. We are probably going to wait the first 15 minutes of the market open here. We'll get settled. I already did take a pre-market trade. I took a breaker from right here before I was taking the kids to school, so I'm already green. I reduced the number of I reduced the number of accounts that I was trading today, but I'm up very nice in those. Very, very nice. I'm really grateful for that. So we will take a look at that, but let's go ahead and do what we normally do, and let's open in prayer. Father, we just thank you for this morning. Thank you for the opportunity we have to trade. Thank you for the opportunity we have to invest, the opportunity we have to build wealth and to advance the kingdom of God through that. Father, I just pray a blessing today, Lord, that you would give us wisdom. You give us understanding of the market. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, folks, so we have the data candle right here. We have a data low. I don't like when there's no data low or wick on a data candle. It makes me feel like we may not break this. And there's a high probability that will not be broken, meaning we come down here and we look for London highs. Part of our affirmation today, I don't want to get too into it. It's less of an affirmation, more of a charge. That's what I would say it is, but we're going to get into that here. But let's say hello. Jason, good morning. Powell, Lawrence, Lincoln, Bonafide, Richard, Ryan, Michael, Matthew, John, Joseph, BC, what's up? Good morning. Ted, how you doing? Yeah, I ended up taking that short, Ted. But it wouldn't surprise me if we do this right there. It wouldn't surprise me at all. So I will look at this. Actually, we might need to go to a little bit higher time frame. Let's go to the 2 minute. Is there anything? 3 minute. 4 minute. 5 minute. Yeah. So there's not a clean one. I'm looking for one single fair value gap. That's what I was looking for. We have that on the 15-minute chart, but I don't think we're going to get that. I don't think it's going to wait for us. All right, folks. If we close above this, probably going to take a long. Yes, there's a little bit of liquidity right here that we're running into. So here's the thing I want to talk about. Today we have our three things that we focus on. We have our bias, we have our narrative, and then we have our model. Those are the three things that we constantly are looking for. And one thing that I haven't been very good at is writing it down and making it very clear and then following the plan. And we're going to get better at that. Is we're going to put together our narrative, our bias, and then our narrative, and then we're going to come and follow the plan. I think overall my bias is long, and my narrative is I think we're probably going to trend higher. Once we hit our previous day high, we could have a reaction that we could probably take a trade off of right there. But ultimately, I think that we're going to see something like this. If we don't, the only way I'm changing my bias to the downside is if we close below this. That's the only way I'm going to change my bias. I'm going to stay bullish above this. We ran and hit our midnight open already, right here. Hit it right before CPI, rejected it, and then CPI printed. We don't have any London high. We do have a London low, but London low is already grabbed. So London highs and London lows are irrelevant. And then we have 415. Sitting right here. Our opening range gap. Way to go, Ted. 160 handles. Lincoln, why don't you trade gold? Actually, I traded gold yesterday. I put a short on yesterday before in the middle of that drop and came out with about 125 ticks. I'll probably end up doing another one, but I need to wait for it to change. I'm taking more of a swing trading style on gold, silver, gold and silver and platinum. I included platinum in there because I looked at the chart and the chart looks really good consistently. So I'm gonna be taking a look at that for more of a long-term swing style trading. But today I'm already up $479 on my accounts. So I just don't want to rush into a trade here. And today we are doing some giveaways. We're going to be giving away some Apex accounts. We're going to be giving away 5 Apex accounts. We'll do that probably around 10:30. Around 10:30 we'll do those giveaways. So stick around if you want to get a free account. We'll be doing a little drawing. Hopefully I have it all set up. A bot that allows me to randomly pick somebody based on their comments. Basically, they see that you're active based on your comments. So if you watch and you don't comment, but you want a chance to enter, you might need to say hi. We did not close above here. Gabriel, what's up? Gareth, how you doing? Corey? What's the cool indicator showing the higher time frames? That's probably the most common question I get. Here's the indicators. Take a screenshot of it, copy it. Those are all the indicators I use, starred right there. Yeah, I'm surprised. I was surprised on platinum. I looked at it just Because I'm like, well, if I'm going to do this on gold, let's look at the other metals. And it looks really nice. All right, this is not nice. I don't like this. I wanted it to land like right there, then pop. $30-second, we can do the 30-second here, but it's already going to run the high. It already ran the high, so we really don't have an opportunity. You could play off this order block here if you wanted, but I'm not going to play off of it. This is where most mistakes are made. It's like, oh, it has to be going here. I'm going to get in. I'm going to get in. I'm going to do something. I'm going to make it happen. And then your chart ends up looking like that. This is NQ. The trades that I'll be taking, though, will be on this screen right here. And that is MNQ. So I'll be doing executions on this account. I had somebody in the Discord ask about the copy trading feature. TradingView has a group feature. If you select your account at the top, if you use those accounts, there's a manage group button, and you can group all your funded accounts together and you could trade them all at the same time there. But it doesn't allow you to use the bracketing feature on TradingView, so you would have to manually put them on there. So just keep that in mind if you like to use bracketing orders, or you're looking at ways to do some copy trading your accounts without paying for one. They have a group trading feature that you can do. Daily bias is long. I mean, you can't really go against all-time highs. This is all-time highs. It happens to say London high because it was the London high that we made the all-time high. But, I mean, we're within 42 points of all-time highs. So you can't bet against all-time highs. The market likes to go higher. It makes sense why we had a sell-off yesterday. I was red in the AM session. Horrible price action. And then I took a trade right around here and then sold it down to the first fair value gap and made all my money back plus some. So great PM session, honestly. Where was it? It was around 12:45, 1 o'clock. So that I took that trade somewhere in here. And then we sold off. We consolidated all the way to CPI, and then guess where CPI goes? Right back up. But like I said, for whoever was asking, Paul, I'm not bearish unless we close below this great fair value gap. And even if we close below it, that's just for a short-term short. I'm not even looking for a long-term bias for shorts. I mean, we have a large bullish hourly candle. We'll see where the 4-hour candle closes in the next 15 minutes. We have a breaker right here. It's hard for me to want to play against. I'm not going to. I don't care. There's a breaker there. We swept it. High, low, higher, high. That would be some structure there, but I don't like playing that against all-time highs right now. There's too much liquidity here. We're making short-term highs here, and then here. So we have some low resistance here, or liquidity sitting all above here. And when there's liquidity, anything that pushes away, I want to treat that as like manipulation. I want to treat that as a fake move to induce more sellers to then go long. I know that's a lot of this stuff. It really is not fun. And they'll throw these in just to get you out of a long position or to induce shorts, and then they creep back up. So that's kind of the condition I'm looking at right now. Again, not looking for shorts unless we're below here, but at the same time, I don't want to get in long so close to the highs. We need to have some type of retracement like this that would give us an opportunity to take long. The other thing that I want is the right time. We just started our 10 a.m. macro. So any time between now and 10:15, I would like to find a clean setup to the upside. Ideally, would love to run these lows again. Maybe do something like this and then run higher. Act like it's a breaker here. Here's the breaker, run lower, stop at the previous day midpoint inside the fair value gap, maybe drop down to the opening range gap, maybe even midnight open, and then start pushing higher around 10 o'clock. BC, I use Apex for my trade copier. Zena, welcome. First time here. Hopefully it's a great one for you. Hopefully you enjoy. If you have questions while you're watching, ask away. That's why I'm here, is to help you improve your trading and to have a good time. Ricardo, sorry about that, my friend. Yes, it has to be under one account. It has to be, so they can't be Apex and Take Profit Trader, because you have two different logins for those accounts. So it has to be either Take Profit Trader, you can trade up to 5 accounts, or Apex, you can trade up to 20 accounts. But if you use a third-party copier, you can log into all of those accounts and trade all of those at the same time. All right, let's get a higher time frame perspective here. Again, we swept this high and we are right in here. We have this huge down close candle acting as an order block, and we have this hourly fair value gap sitting right in here that price is finding support at. So honestly, it would be this hourly fair value gap that we really would need to close below. And then we have these series of up close candles here that create an order block. If we close below this, that would be a huge indication for a bigger move lower. But we'll wait and see what they want to do. Sweep of liquidity here on the hourly, but not on this candle here. Low resistance liquidity right here. So if I'm going to take a long, I would love to see these 3 wicks ran, swept like this, maybe hit equilibrium, because we haven't even hit equilibrium yet. Do you guys see that? Equilibrium right here, and then take a long. I think that's going to be my bias, okay? If we run and tag here, nope. I think I still need to wait and figure out. Wait and get a little more data on my end. Marcus, that can be the case, but we don't have a wick. When there's no wick, I don't use that as a draw on liquidity. It could absolutely go, but I'm just not using that as a draw on liquidity. Here's that level if you just want to reference it. If you want to see if it actually hits it or not. I'm curious anyway. Their data low is what we call it. I'm sitting on my hands. We got equal lows down here too. I haven't traded anything with NQ this morning or gold. I'm going to wait for it to find support. This is gold right here. We have a fair value gap right here. I'm going to wait for it to find support in here and probably look at taking a long. I mean, look at these equal highs right here. Look at that. That just is screaming opportunity to be traded towards. So we'll see what this daily fair value gap wants to do. And if we find support here and we start breaking higher, I might use that as an opportunity to take a swing trade long. Double break day, you think we could run all the way to the lows? Yes, Mingus. Different colors mean different time frames. So the blue fair value gap is the hourly fair value gaps. So this blue box right here is a hourly fair value gap. This green box is a daily fair value gap. Anything under 5 minutes is gray. My 5 minute candle is a turquoise, and my 15 minutes is purple. You can make it whatever color you want, but I like to color coordinate because when I'm on different time frames, I know exactly what I'm looking at and what fair value gap is what. Well, Marcelo, when we look at regular trading hours, let's go to regular trading hours real quick. When we have a regular trading hour gap like this, okay, so there's that gap right there. If we're bullish, you don't want it to fill the whole thing. You want to leave a little bit left. So I really like this right here for a move that direction. And I said I'm not interested in taking any type of shorts unless we close below this gray 1 minute fair value gap, which was the 930 candle or 830 candle. So we're still gonna just sit on our hands here. I did try to take the 3 p.m. model yesterday. 3 p.m. model failed. It didn't fail. It did fail. But I didn't lose money. I got out. I got out because we had Friday's midpoint as a draw on liquidity right down here. It was literally sitting right here. And I just had this feeling we were just going to reach for it. So we had this purge right at 245. And as soon as we closed above this box, I took a long. And I ended up selling one contract here. And when we started this slow fade, I just got out because I felt like we were just going to creep all the way down. And that's exactly what we did. And then we had an aggressive push right there. So that's my first time having, out of probably a dozen 3 p.m. reversal trades, I've had it fail. and I still didn't lose money because there was a target down here that I saw, and I'm like, I feel like it's gonna run down there, and that's what happened. There's the breaker I was referring to the downside. Do you see how we're hovering right above that data low? I still, like I said, I don't use this as a draw on liquidity because there's no wick. I would rather use these equal lows as a draw on liquidity. But because of this sweep right here, we could easily run to these lows right here. And that's kind of where I'm looking for the long. So we swept this. We could run to these lows. If we run to these lows right here and sweep that and also hit the midpoint, I'm honestly interested in taking another long. I think that's what I would like to do. If it continues, here's the only negative part of this idea is on the daily time frame is we have that daily fair value gap right here. This could easily be a retracement area. Price reaching for the daily fair value gap before we continue higher. That's a real possibility. So once we sweep those lows, we're going to have to decide, do we see evidence in price action that supports a move higher, or do we see the continuation down to the daily fair value gap? Because I think this is a real possibility of price reaching towards before we hit the all-time highs, but we're at all-time highs, and I've seen price just do crazy things at all-time highs. So I can't discount that idea. We do have a minute before this 4-hour candle closes, and that candle is telling us quite a bit, in my opinion. We'll see where it closes here. And then let's look at the hourly here. Hourly is going to basically be another retracement. This looks good for a short. Let's see if we get that close. We did get that close before, so I do have a green light from myself to trade that. I don't like really anything here. I really don't. I mean, I like the idea of it running to the Ted mentioned previous day low. That's a 13%, 11% chance that we run this level right here. It's only an 11% chance that we run that level. Okay? If that's an 11% chance, we have to consider it not happening and it actually running back to the highs. I would rather be wrong 10% of the time and right 77% of the time. 77% of the time, we run only one previous day high. 77% of the time. That means because we've already ran this one, I have to bet on it not running this one. If it does, it does. I have to just approach it that way because the odds are not in the favor of running that low. Even though it looks so good right now, we could easily sweep these lows, not run that area, and look for a long. I think that's probably what I would be looking for. If we are going to go lower, and I like verbally processing this out, so I'm definitely a verbal processor, is that if we do run and we end up taking that previous day low, then I would look for a comeback, a resistance here, and take a trade lower, potentially. So 11 times out of 100, we'll get a double break day. Break of the high and break of the previous day low. I went back and I looked at 365 days. I actually backtest. I actually go study the charts. That's how you do this stuff. The only way you get confidence on picking a certain thing is you actually see the charts enough to where you figure out, this actually, I could build something off of this. This is the 1 minute time frame. We just filled the opening range gap. We just hit the new day opening gap and these equal lows. We'll see how price wants to react here. It's 10 o'clock right now. I don't think I can go long unless these are ran. Right now we're inducing shorts here. Shorts to go lower. If we run these levels here, we would create more opportunities or more desire to go short. And I think that's where we could go long. It could do it from here. This would still qualify as a sweep of liquidity. But it's stopping right before these levels here and here. You can't bet against all-time highs. I'm going to pick all-time highs over a trade lower. Now, once we get massive displacement lower, then I'll consider taking a short. Most days we get some sort of equal low or high on the 7 a.m. hour. You should backtest some of these, Ted. Take an hour on a Saturday and backtest it. Did you ever backtest your breaker, your pre-market breaker, right before the open? I bet it against them yesterday too, BC. I'm not gonna lie. It was right here. Once we did that, I'm like, we have nothing competing with this all-time high up here. We don't have any reason why there's liquidity above here yet. So everybody's going long. I bet you we want to go short. So I took a short right in here. I think it was right here. It was right there. That's where I took my short. It wasn't right when we hit that level. It was like at 12:52, 51, somewhere around here. And then I just held it all the way to the midpoint right there, or somewhere around, where was it? These levels have changed from yesterday. It was like somewhere around here. What was it? 50, 60 handles? It was a 60 handle trade. I feel you. The TradeZilla backtesting thing, it's great. I can plow through a whole bunch of days really, really fast. John B., I was thinking this morning how the love of money is not the root of all evil. It is the love of money that is the root of all evil. That's 100% true. With Ooh, I like that, Hervé. Money is not a good master, but it's a good servant. I like that. I might steal that. That was a good one. All right, here is a 5-minute change in state of delivery. If we get this 5-minute change in state of delivery, I'll be looking for some sort of long. But honestly, I would prefer this to be ran, so I'm going to be extremely cautious on taking anything here. I'm making this my plan, so it has to be like screaming my name, Tyler. I'm running to the all-time highs right now. Courage, this is the Nasdaq. Do I not have my SMTs on here? We do have an SMT at the low. Next on, sit on your hands. The urge of trying to break that is huge. Sit on your hands and wait. 15 more likes, folks, and we'll do our daily affirmation. I should say it's not an affirmation today. Today it's a charge. It's a charge to you to do something specific. And we'll talk about that as soon as we hit our likes here. Smart money. It's a smart money reversal. ES runs low, but NQ doesn't run low. Or NQ runs low and ES doesn't run low. All right, we hit it. I said we'll do it at 10:30, so in 20 minutes we'll do that. I just want to make sure we don't miss anything right here before then, because we're still in the macro. Maybe we'll check it out at 10:20. 10:20 we'll do it. We'll do it here in 10 minutes. SMC is a concept. ICT is the same concept. People don't like using ICT, so they use the words SMC. Smart money concepts is ICT concepts. He's the one that actually created the terminology for smart money concepts years ago. He's been trading for 30 years. Way to go, Nixon. That's impressive. Way to go. Keep up the good work then. Well, today was the first day of school for my two youngest kids, 11 and 9. One of them's last school year in elementary. He's in 5th grade. And then I have a 4th grader. So sent them off to school today. That's why we started a little bit late here today. BC, probably not. The only way I'm going to homeschool is if the school is teaching horrendous things and they won't give an exception for my kids and they are requiring it, which I doubt that's going to happen with the new Trump administration. And our school already is really conservative, so it would probably be private school before homeschool. I don't have the time. My wife won't have the time. School's already taking shape. Surprisingly, my broker doesn't have the Nasdaq. You might not be on a future brokerage, Courage. You need to be on a brokerage that supports futures. I like the idea of finding support here. Oops. The idea of finding high, low, or low, high, lower, low, break through that, find support, and move higher. I just don't like the time. I don't like the time right now. However, we did make a low at 10 o'clock, so that makes it appealing. I'll do a small long here, folks. Not right here, but I'll attempt a small long, meaning I'm only going to take a micro. I mean, I've made the money I wanted to make today. We did hit the hourly fair value gap. We did sweep these equal lows. We did fill that opening range gap. I don't think we're hitting the previous day low like I mentioned. So the only direction besides creeping closer to that would be running for this area or this area right here. So if we get a retracement down into this 5-minute right here, I'll look at taking a long from that. That's going to be the plan. I don't want to get in on the expansion. I want to get on the retracement. We still got 3 minutes left in this candle, so. I don't know how far it would sell. I think this 4-hour fair value gap, anywhere in here, is where I think it's going to play. I already took that short, and I'm willing to just hang out until it finds support in here. The other thing you need to pay attention to is there's a BPR right here. Fair value gap, overlapping fair value gap. So this tends to be a very strong support. So it could be anywhere in here. We could start seeing a little consolidation, and then I would probably personally look for a long. What's up, buddy?
I just need some more room in here. It's not hurting. I just want to stop.
Okay. I also like that we have an SMT down here with ES and Q swept these lows. So Paul, I think you were asking about the difference between what is an SMT. This gray line right here is indicating that NQ made a lower low from this low, but ES did not. ES is right here. 1 minute. So ES is right here. There's that low that it made. And this is the low over here. So it didn't make a lower low. Does that make sense? That's what an SMT is. When that does it, we consider it a indication that price wants to move higher. There's my long. I'm going to take one contract right here. I'm gonna hold this to all-time highs. Let's see if it wants to go all the way up there. That's 845, so it'd be somewhere around here. So we have RNA long right now. I'll put that here as well. We got in roughly right here. Target's going to be up here for 122 points. That's 500 ticks. It's a 500 tick win. Stop loss is a 50 handle stop loss below this swing low right here for right now. Indicators are right here. Take a screenshot of that. Those are all the indicators I use. Platform here is TradingView. The black screen is Trade of 8. It could be a nice trade if it runs all the way back to break even. Is that a nice trade? I don't know. Let's see if it wants to continue higher here. P&W, not very often. I'll show trades. I'll show my profits from trades that I've taken, but I don't talk about my P&L very often. Jeff, I just got used to trading NQ. With my bout of bad trades on NQ, I'm not going to lie, I've considered. All right, so let's go ahead while this trade is playing out. Let's do our daily affirmation here. I guess you could call it an affirmation, but we're going to jump over to it, folks. So here we go. Actually, you can't see the full thing on that. I don't know why that doesn't work very well. Did that work? Oh, that's just all messed up. We'll just do that for now. Okay. There we go. Today's affirmation, folks. Make a plan. Or this is a charge. Make a plan and follow the plan. This is just in my own personal journaling time. This is in my own personal walk with the Lord. The convictions that I've been feeling. The areas that I feel I can improve on. That's where my affirmations stem from. Or I see somebody else that triggers something that makes me think about something. Today's affirmation or charge is make a plan and follow that plan. Follow the plan. Follow the plan. Emphasize, however, follow the plan. Follow the plan. Follow the plan. Follow the plan. I mean, say it however you want, emphasize it however you want to emphasize it. But the problem is is that most people, we're gonna switch back over to the other screen since it's pretty simple here. The reality is, hang on, is that most people make a plan and then don't follow it, but expect outstanding results. I want to do something great. I want my life to mean something. So I put a plan in place, but then I let my habitual actions take control and control my daily activities. So therefore, I see the same. Nothing changes. The goals that I set become dreams and desires, but never a reality because we couldn't follow a plan. Can you stick to a plan? Can you commit to something you believe in and do it every single day? For me, I would probably say I'm 70% there. I'll fall off for sure. But am I willing, do I have the endurance enough to get back up, dust myself off, recommit to the same plan or modify the plan or reevaluate it and then get back on and then keep going? I think that's a question each person here has to ask themselves. Yes, you're on this live stream. You're on the live stream, we're learning, but what are you doing when you're not watching somebody else? How are you improving your strategy? How are you improving your skill set? What pattern and rhythm of study, of what plan do you have in place to make sure you're getting better? Here's what I can promise you. If you plan nothing, you plan to fail. If you plan nothing, you're planning to fail. Do you want to plan to fail? Nobody wants to plan to fail. People would rather ignore the question altogether, ignore the reality altogether, and hope for the best. But the truth is, no plan means planning to fail. The Bible says to submit your ways to the Lord and He'll direct your steps. Give your plans to the Lord and He'll direct your steps. Bring the Lord. This was one of the videos that I did that was really popular. Submit your ways to the Lord. Here's my plan, Lord. What do you think? What am I missing? It gives you a deeper level of conviction. Any drops right here, folks, I think are fake. I'm not fearful about any drops right now in price action. So, if you're on this stream right now, my encouragement to you, my affirmation to you is make a plan. Put a plan together. Maybe the plan is I have to follow my rules. Maybe the plan is I'm only taking 2 trades today. Maybe the plan is I'm not going to take a trade unless we drop down into the hourly fair value gap. Maybe the plan is I'm going to set my stop loss and I'm not going to close the trade unless it hits my target or my stop loss. Maybe the plan is I'm going to backtest every day for 15 minutes. Maybe the plan is to review all your past price actions, all the past price action of the day, and journal it. Maybe it's to journal your trades and your emotions on how you felt during the trades. BC, that's a great one. Maybe the plan is to join a mentorship. But I'll tell you this, people will make a plan to join a mentorship and then all their plans go out the window because they think that's the answer. So that's a great start, but it's not the finish line. It's not where you stop. It's like the starting line. That's the starting line of you making a plan. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 3, I think it is. Submit your ways to the Lord and he'll direct your steps. I want people in this chat to get a hard reality. Okay? So if you can, be honest. Okay? In the chat, put a 1 if you're failing or if you're seeing a lack of results because of no plan. Put a 1 in there. I want people to see that they're not alone, that this is the truth, and that, wow, okay, there's more people out here dealing with the same thing. This must be really, this is a revelation. This is something that I really should put focus in because this is the truth. You're never going to make progress unless you have... Here's the thing. Here's the truth. You are not going to find anybody in this chat that says, oh, I made a plan, I followed it consistently for, 3 months, and I saw no results. You won't find that person in here. I promise you. And if they are, I promise you they didn't stick to the plan. They didn't truly stick to the plan. Maybe their plan was, I'm going to back test, I'm going to trade at 9 o'clock, I'm going to review all my trades, I'm going to journal, and then they end up just trading at 9 o'clock, and they didn't do the other 3 things. Somebody that did those types of things, I promise you, you can't. Did they follow their plan? No. They went to the thing they thought was most valuable, which was money. I'm going to trade at 9 a.m. because I want to make money. They didn't follow a plan. They were being driven by money. Folks, look at all the ones in here. If you can find any encouragement to realize that this is something that is, you might be thinking, oh, the market, oh, the conditions, the news, bad argument with my wife, the kids, giving excuses. The truth is, the excuse is you're not looking at the truth. And the truth is, you're not following a plan. You're not following a plan. And you will never see growth without a plan that you follow. Yes, there are those people that say, hey, I didn't make a plan and I'm making $500, $1,000 a day. You're going to get those people, but they're not the everyday person, folks. There are always going to be outliers. There's always going to be somebody, oh yeah, I just showed up and I started clicking buttons and it's just so easy. I'm sure there's somebody on here that will raise their hand to that. But that is not the norm. If you want to be reaffirmed on this whole idea, start reading books of people that have done hard things. People that have ran ultra marathons. Do you guys know what an ultra marathon is? It's a race longer than 26.2 miles. So there are 50Ks, there's 100-mile ultra marathons, there's 250-mile marathons. People will run for 4 days straight for 250 miles. Athletes, any business person, they will all tell you they had a plan. They had a goal and they put steps in place to help them get there. That's what a plan is. You have a goal. How do you achieve that goal? You put steps in place to start taking you there. I'm sharing this because I was convicted that while I have a plan, while I'm following it 70% of the time, I feel like there's a deeper level of commitment that I can take. A deeper level of commitment that I can that I can work through. So, this is my charge for you today. Make a plan, follow the plan. No negotiations. No, I don't feel like it. Oh, no, I'm too busy. No, it's not going to work out today. Oh, I forgot. No. No matter what, follow the plan. If that plan is to backtest for 20 minutes, no matter what, backtest. Review your trades. Journal. Do it. I say that all the time, Courage. There's always a deeper level of commitment. What you think you're like, oh man, I put so much effort, I put so much time, I've committed so much. Well, there's more. There's more. You can commit even more. What if you're not there by that deep level of commitment you're putting in right now? Well, I bet you there's a deeper level of commitment that will get you further. Your body, your mind is more capable than what you think is possible. You just have to push yourself there. You have to push yourself to the edge. Push yourself to the brink of something you've never done before, you've never experienced before, and see what happens. And you'll find that you can do more. Do it for 30 days. Okay? It doesn't have to be the rest of your life. Prove to yourself that making a plan and following it will actually help you achieve the results you want. How do you do that? Start with doing it for a week. Follow the plan for 1 week. Reevaluate. After 1 week, how did it go? What's my energy level? What do I need to do to sustain this? Do I need to change anything? Commit for another week. You're not committing for forever here, folks. You can't. I mean, that's just too much for the human mind to digest. Commit for 1 week. Commit for a plan today. And then recommit for that plan tomorrow. It takes a ton of intentionality, a ton of focus. But you can do it. You can do it. It's possible. All right. Those are my thoughts. We're sitting right under that new week opening gap. We're just hovering right there. It's right at that breaker. We're coming up to the 11 a.m. macro here. So I'm hoping we start getting a push higher. Thanks, John. Months ago, I'm reading this out loud, John. I think this is a great one. Months ago, I was convicted to print my strategy and put it on the wall. I print out my daily plan and have it on my desk next to me. I journal honestly. Within weeks, I saw growth. That's so good. Is macro considered every 15 minutes? No, it's the last 15 minutes and the first 15 minutes of every hour. Watch this fair value gap right here. We could reach down into that. Orange fan, taking the retracement back to the change in state of delivery. Is that the best way to take them? I have been taking them when they form. Can you go over your thoughts on that? You can do either. It depends on the momentum. It depends on the size. It depends on your risk tolerance. All of that, many times, all right, here's what I'll say. If the 5-minute change in state of delivery is also a 1-minute breaker, I'll wait for the retest. Does that make sense? If the 5-minute change in state of delivery is also a breaker, I wait for the retest. Predominantly. So here's the 5-minute change in state of delivery right here. Right there. See that? 5-minute. Okay. So if we drop down to the 1-minute time frame, it's also a breaker. Low, high, lower, low. There's the breakup, and we drop down into that breaker. That's my change in state of delivery retag or breaker tag, and that's where I took that long right there, with that idea in mind. Since we hit the hourly fair value gap, the equal lows, filled the opening range gap, we have all-time highs. That was the idea. PNW. I do not watch volume. All right, so here is the new 15-minute candle. Let's jump up to the 15-minute time frame so you guys can see what we're looking at here. We have a 15-minute change in state of delivery as well. Now we have a 15-minute fair value gap right here. So for those, I think Marcus just mentioned it. This could be our manipulation right here into this 15-minute fair value gap. That would be allowable. That would be expected, to be honest. Price reaching into this 15-minute fair value gap, and then from here, we see a move higher. That's what I would hope to see. I haven't. I just started looking at it yesterday. I want to start doing more swing trades. I like the idea of walking away from the trade and letting it play out on a higher time frame and sticking with a higher time frame bias. but I'm so new to it. It's not my style. It's not the way I trade. So I'm gonna take some time and learn it using ICT concepts still. But I think I'm also I'm gonna take a look at Tori trades and what she uses for her, how she uses trend lines, and just see if there's any correlation that I can use uh, using ICT concepts with the trend lines, because it's obviously working for her. And one thing that I've always said is that there's so many different ways for people to trade, and it's obviously working. So if I can use my understanding of the market with that idea in mind, I'm curious to see if it will work. So I'm treating that as a manipulation. Oh, thank you. The giveaway. Let's do the giveaway. Let me see if I can get that word. I've been sitting in a trade here, Lincoln, that I completely forgot. Thank you for mentioning that. I'm going to have to pull my screen off here because I need to get it set up. Let's see here. All right, if you guys can, I'm gonna give me a couple people give me a thumbs up real quick. I'm gonna see if it works here. It's based on entry comments, so I'm seeing if it works here. All right, it's working. So if you want to enter the giveaway, give a thumbs up or enter giveaway or say pick me or anything like that. But it is working. I'm going to be giving away 5 Apex accounts. You can pick between a 25K and I think 250K or 150. So you can use them on anything that you want. Once I pick a winner, once a winner's picked, I'll need you to, let's find out. I don't know what the easiest way is to do that. Once you give a comment, your name will be dropped into the list. So I have right now 49 entries, and it's growing. It pulls all that. So this will go on for 10 minutes, 5 minutes or something like that. And then once we do that, we'll do the giveaway. See how that manipulation got bought up and now we're back inside that range? Now I'm hoping for a continued push higher. I'm going to give it a minute here, folks, because there's 150 people on here. And I want to make sure a majority, I'm assuming a majority is going to enter, and I just want to make sure everybody gets an opportunity and I don't cut it short. So once you give the thumbs up or you say, make a comment, you will be entered. So Michelle, you don't need to put it 10 times if you don't want to. It only does it based on activity. So it's making sure that people are active in the chat. And if you're active in the chat, meaning you put a comment since we've been doing this, it will pull you up and make sure you're entered in the drawing. Lincoln, you're in. I see. I'm for the people that are putting multiple comments. That's who I'm looking for. Oh, looks like we're breaking out here, folks. Let's see if it keeps going, huh? All-time highs. Here we come. All-time highs. All-time highs. All-time highs. Let's do it. Right now it's telling me there's 81 entries. I'm going to wait till we hit 100 just to make sure people have an opportunity to get in, and then we'll start doing the drawings. Well, let me do this. I'm going to pull this down so I can do that, and then we'll do this, and then I'm going to put this back up there. So hopefully it works. Yeah. All right. So there's the trade. We're still in the trade. What just happened? Dang it. Folks, I'm going to need everybody to do one more comment. I'm so sorry. It logged out of it and it removed it completely. I'm sorry, folks. Now, what I don't want to have happen is us to come all the way back down here. All right, we're going to do the first entry here. We'll pick a winner. First winner is Courage. Courage, you're the winner. I'm going to write these down because I don't know exactly how this is the first time I'm using this platform to pick winners for me. We'll pick a second winner right now. Courage, green body. There you go. Okay, I'm going to give everybody's name here. Once we give a name, or once I pick everybody here, All I need you, I'll put a comment. I'll put my you can email me. Is what you're gonna have to do. It's Day Trading Academy or dtjacademy.com. You'll email me, and then I will send that to you. Okay, we're gonna pick the next winner here. Michelle K. Michelle K, you are the next winner. Okay. We're giving away 5. We're going to do 3 right now. Lawrence Nell. Lawrence Nell, you are winner number 3. Congrats, my friend. Apex account. Free Apex account. You do have to put a comment in here to let me know that you heard me say that. Lawrence Nell. If not, we'll redraw. There you are. All right, let's see the chart here. What's going on? More manipulation. We got 2 minutes till 11 o'clock. So I want to see us make a higher high right here. Make a higher high right there and see if we can continue to push higher. If we reject, I think the only thing I'll consider is if we reject the previous day high with aggression, I'll probably close my position. I honestly want to see it aggressively come up to that level when it does. Okay? All right, here we go. Let's do the next person. And for those of you here, I have a program that randomly selects it to make it as fair as possible, because last thing I want to do is do it out of favoritism or comments or anything like that, right? Because I love you all the same. All right, here we go. Ready? This is winner number 4. Christy Laster. Christy Laster, congratulations. Oh, there it is. It puts it on there, Nightbot. Oh, that's cool. Did it do that for all the other ones? I didn't realize it did that. That's so cool. So now you guys truly know that I'm not doing it, because I didn't put that up there. Not apparently this bot did it. All right, last one for today. And I'm planning on doing another giveaway next week. So we'll have another giveaway next week. Here we go. Last one. Last one here. And then we'll see if you guys want to stick around. Stick around. It's right at 11 o'clock. Let's see what happens here. Come on. Let's move higher. All right, let's do the last winner. Liquidity Saint. Liquidity Saint. You are the last winner. So here's the thing. If your name is not your name or your email, I need you to put your name or the email you're going to be sending from, or put a message on here or something, because the last thing I want to do is somebody to imitate you and then say, oh, I'm Liquidity Saint, give me that, give me it, and then I give it to you and it's not you. So you'll need to send me an email. It's going to be dtjacademy.com, and I will give you the code to use. Thanks for playing the game, everybody. We will do this again next week. But after the stream, if you guys can send that email, and I will respond once we are done with the stream today. So congrats to Courage, Michelle, Lawrence, Christy, and Liquidity Saint. Now, my encouragement to you is to take this opportunity, make a plan, and guess what I'm going to say? Put it in the chat. Make a plan and what? Tell me. Spam the chat with follow the plan. Follow the plan. Use this as an opportunity. Follow it. If you look up in the chat, you'll see my comment there, Michelle. Follow the plan. We are up, that's 60 handles right now? We're up 60 handles, going for 120. Is that what we're going for? 122 handles, halfway there. Follow that plan. All right, let's close that. So I've never used this Nightbot before, so I'm not sure what get off the stage. God of indices warning. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. Let me see what that message was. Oh, what the heck? That should not have been blocked. Sorry about that. A Nightbot doesn't know what we're doing here. If you haven't hit the like button yet, hit the like button for me. If you enjoyed the commentary, you enjoyed the 60 handle trade, you enjoyed the giveaway, you enjoyed the clean, godly, God-fearing, encouraging atmosphere, do me a favor, hit the like button, show your support, and we will do this all again tomorrow. I might actually be a little late tomorrow. I have my second son, my oldest son, starting his last year of middle school tomorrow, and I might be a little late. We'll see. All right, here's a little bit of a push towards the previous day high. I need it to sweep these liquidities. If we can't, and we get a candle in the other direction, we get a retracement candle, I'm probably going to close the position in fear of creating these lower highs. I want to see it push through. That's what I want to see. What I'm okay with is a push through these highs and then a retracement back down to the previous day high. That's what I'm okay with. But here in a rejection, it still absolutely could move higher. So I'm going to move my stop to the low of the candle that we created here at 10.55. My stop is at that low. So I am in profit now. Not very much. It'll only be 15 handles if it hits that stop, but at least it's a 15 handle win. And if you guys want to learn how to do this, I've had a small bout of a few losses last week, but the concepts are still the same. If you want to learn and you want to hang out more, consider joining the Purpose Driven Trader Academy. Would love to have you there. The Purpose Driven Trader Academy. It has all the course material that I teach, also access to the Discord, the DTJ community that we have, and would love to have you there. All right, see how we swept one? We swept one level right here. Now the question is are we going to sweep the second one or get a retracement before it? So I think I'm going, we'll see what happens here. We're staying, as long as we stay above the previous day high, I will hold the trade. If we close below it, I'm probably going to close the trade. Honestly, based on how slow it's been going, it's right here that I want to see the aggressive move higher. Paulie, take care. Have a good night. Yeah, Maro, Kosa, John B's a jokester. Cheese chaser, 100%. It's one of the reasons why I started teaching. So I'm sorry. I did the website. There it is. dtjacademy@gmail.com. I'm sorry. So Courage, Michelle, Lawrence, Christy, and Liquidity Saint, you need to send it to dtjacademy@gmail. All right, there's the push that I said I wanted. Let's see how we push through these next few levels here. We're about to hit it. I'm putting it right at 45 here. Come on. Give it to me. Let's do if I can get a screenshot of this, I'm going to do a screenshot of that. Don't hit it quite yet. Today, I would say we follow the plan 90%. 90% follow the plan. Originally, I wanted it to run these lows, but I gave these equal lows the pass as a reason. The reason why I was willing to, we ran this low and it was right at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock and we started seeing a pump. That is the reason why I was willing to consider that as part of my plan. It's because sometimes it's not as clean and as perfect as we want. Hey, I wish I was quadruple my size, but I'm not, and I'm okay because I'm still getting the benefit of being patient and letting the trade pay out. I'm not trading for money, I'm trading for education. So I'm trading for the purpose of me building that confidence that I chose the right decision. I made the right move. I'm expecting a retracement here. I don't really want to take the retracement, but we're gonna let it play here. Praise God. I'm glad you guys are doing good. Sometimes I'll take a trade and it's not a winner and then it sucks for everybody. I know, but I'm glad this one turned out well. I will TP manually, but just not right now. I'm trading not for the money. I'm trading for the purpose of holding my trade to my target. And based on everything that I've seen, I think we should hit that target. So I want to be, I need to be able to and willing to sit through that uncomfortable feeling of being so close and then it moving away. I have to become okay with something like that. So the way I'll close my trade is if we close below this fair value gap. That's when I will close the trade. Because that is when a higher move is invalid. It's normal for price to come down into fair value gaps like this. So if that's normal, I can't allow the fear of it dropping into here manipulate the reality that this is normal. That's a normal drop. But I would in the past be so scared that it's just going to drop all the way, so I'm going to sell it quick, and then it turns around and runs to the target. I'm trading for building endurance, for letting the trade run to where I believe it was supposed to go. And that is all-time highs right here. It could go higher, but I'm going to take the profit there for 120 points and call it a day because that's a great trade. That's a solid day. I'm going to close down my charts, walk away, and be productive the rest of my day. So we just closed above that down close candle. So see how quickly that fear of it moving away turned into now a move higher? Now it could do it again. It could go lower, but I'm building that endurance to hold to the target until the idea of it moving higher becomes invalid. And that would become invalid if it closed below that fair value gap. I would agree, John, especially since I didn't take any trades before this. It was the only trade I'm taking today. That is huge. Oh, it hit target. Folks, we're there. We did it. 120 points. We followed the plan. We executed the plan. We didn't let the feelings of the consolidation keep us from experiencing the win. We endured the uncomfortable feeling of fear of losing what we've gained, and we hit the target. This is so rewarding. I don't care if it's one contract, because I'm building internal endurance to do this for more contracts and more contracts. I mean, that's copied on multiple accounts. Fantastic. So I'm going to do a quick plug. If you want to learn how to do this, not just here, but you want to ask and be a part of the Discord community, you want to go through the 50 different courses or 50 different videos I have on teaching you trade management, execution, the models, market structure, internal, external liquidity, high resistance, low resistance liquidity, consider joining the Purpose Driven Trader Academy. Would love to have you there. Would love to hang out with you in the Discord. It's a one-time cost. There's no subscription, no annual fee, none of that stuff. Would love to have you though. But with that, folks, I think this is a great place to call it a day. It's a great place to call it a day. I'm already past the time that I'm going to be taking a trade anyway. 11:15 is when I've set for one of my rules to not trade any longer. Let me show you those rules. I made a little graphic that I'll share with you. Here's the background graphic that I made. I didn't put a lot of time into it, so it's like, here's the design. I really didn't care what the design was. I just liked something that was just super simple, make it easy, 4 rules, so no trading after 11:15. I have a 40-20 250 rule, which is if my personal account I lose $40, I'm done on the day. If I lose $250, I'm done on the day. I only trade my models, and I do not average down. So, with that, folks, God bless. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Make a plan. Follow the plan. Share the plan tomorrow. Make a plan today. Share it on stream tomorrow. I'm going to ask tomorrow how many of you made a plan, and let's do some accountability live stream tomorrow. You're going to share 3 of the things you're going to do for the next, let's say the next 30 days, the next 7 days. Okay? We're going to make a plan. We're going to share the plan, and then we're going to follow the plan. Come tomorrow, ready to share, and we'll be back here rocking and rolling. With that, guys, God bless. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye.